welcome to Frankie Pinky's Journey. So we are standing in front of the hut. It's been here since 1951. I'm going to go inside, get that big pastrami sandwich I was talking to you guys about, and then I'm going to take it home and I'm going to enjoy lunch with you guys, okay? See you soon. Hi guys, welcome back. It's round 2 to Frankie Pinky's Journey. So I'm so excited today, you guys. You gave me so much encouragement, so much motivation to keep going on this video journey. Today on the menu, we have the hat. Remember I talked about in my last video, the famous hat? Look at those fries, you guys. So these are pastrami chili cheese fries, loaded. I mean, it's huge. You can feed 3 people off this, even 4. And then I have big ass pastrami sandwich, fully loaded with pickles and mustard. And then, okay, so these, my mom, when I was a child, used to call them ants on the log. They're just celery sticks with peanut butter and raisins. So when you're a truck driver, you have to be kind of creative with eating your vegetables and fruit. So this is something that I just kind of kept a tradition that my mom used to do. So I got my vegetables in as well. So there you have it. All right, so of course I've got my big ass tea, you guys. So this is so good and I'm so hungry. I've been waiting all day to eat, for sure. Okay. I'm gonna dig into these things. I think the chili's on the bottom or something, but anyway, look at that thing. Huge, guys. Mmm. So good. So if you guys haven't been to the Hat, they have 11 locations in Southern California. They've been around since 1951. So they started out small, but it's the best pastrami place to go to here in Southern California. I mean, literally. Mmm. So good. Okay, so when they cut this, obviously they didn't cut the wrapper very well. So some of you guys gave me some really good feedback, which I really appreciate, especially since I'm just starting out. I really appreciate the positive feedback, the constructive criticism, some things I need to do. So hopefully you guys can see my food a lot better. I kind of put my camera up a little bit higher, so hopefully that kind of helped out a little bit. I'm just going to take this off the paper. Because the pastrami just kind of goes all over the place. So, and then hopefully you guys can hear me a lot better. I did get my microphone, and so that's plugged in as well. So, delicious, guys. So, some of you guys asked to do some trucker mukbangs. I'm super excited about doing those. And I'm totally going to do those with you guys as soon as I get back on the road. It's going to be so much fun. Huge. So I'm the type of person that can't go with hours and days without eating. Because I get really grumpy and really grouchy. So doing these videos and waiting a long time before I eat is really hard and struggling. But I'm trying to do my best to do that for you guys. There's no way I can eat all that. But I'm definitely going to make a big dent in it. Try to eat some good carrot sticks. They're so and crunchy. So somebody asked me if I've seen any paranormal activities or any UFOs while I've been out on the road. I have not. So that's one thing I have not, thank goodness. So, haven't seen any of that action on there. So a little bit about me. I'm the oldest. It's just me and my sister. So my mom and dad just had 2 daughters. And me and my sister have no kids, even though we started up our blog called Mommies on Tricycles. It was a way for us to kind of engage on the mommy side, something that we've always been wanting to be as mommies, but we just have never had the opportunity. So, which is fine because some women aren't able to have that opportunity. So we thought a way for us to be able to be engaged in that feeling that, you know, we kind of lack, you know, becoming moms. We wanted to start the blog Mommies on Tricycles, and that's how that came about. So I'm a Southern California girl, born and raised. I've traveled, even before I got into trucking, I was always traveling. I love to travel, love to adventure the world. Been to Mexico, been to Hawaii, been to everything that's on the West Coast pretty much, before I even got into trucking. When I was younger, my grandparents used to take me and my sister on summer vacations for like a whole month, and we would be gone and we would plan out our road trips, and we would hit all these states and do all these cool tourist activities. So I have a lot of fun childhood memories of my grandparents traveling during the summer when I was out for school. My parents would say, okay, you're going with your grandparents, and we'd load up in the car and travel on, you know, to different states. So it was a lot of fun. Saw Crater Lake when I was a kid in Oregon, went to the Grand Canyon. A lot of fun places before I got into trucking. So I was already used to traveling when I was, you know, a kid. So look at that, huge. So how I got into trucking was, I have a cousin who's, I think she's like 3.5, 4 years older than me on my mom's side. And her and her husband have been trucking for like 20 years. And she always said, hey, you know, you should really get into trucking because you like to travel and you can just get in the car and go and you don't really think about it, and you like, you know, to look at other things and, you know, travel and be by yourself and kind of serenity. And I said, yeah, I do. I said, but I'm really worried about traveling like in bad weather. I don't know how to handle a semi-truck, and going across the road kind of makes me nervous. And they've been doing it for so long that they started out doing a dry van, and then they ended up doing flatbeds. So I know I'm kind of gross because I'm eating this with my hands, but it's so good. So she was already used to like shopping down, securement, and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't think I can do the whole flatbed things. I don't feel like I'm that strong enough to do the strapping down and everything like that, tossing it. And so she's like, well, we get used to it. She's like, but you know, you just go to trucking school, they'll teach you everything you need to know, and then we'll help you on the way. So a couple of years went by, and I kind of was at a crossroad in life, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So then I started talking to my cousin Kristen, who's Sauce Queen, and I asked her, hey, what do you think I should do? And we kind of talked a little bit about trucking. And her ex-husband had owned a truck, and he had his own owner-operator. And she's like, Elaine, that would be a perfect job for you. You should really do it. There's great opportunities for you. You love to travel. It's a perfect job for you. It's great for your personality. You'll have so much fun doing it. So between both my cousins, they really encouraged me to get into trucking and explore the options, which I'm so glad I did, because I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I hadn't explored it. And it really broke me out of my shell and allowed me to gain more confidence in, you know, doing something that's a little bit more, I wouldn't say manly, but I would say a little bit more like, I don't know. I don't even know what the right word is. But definitely something that's a little bit outside the element of what a normal woman would actually do for a living. So for the last 3 years, I've been out on the road trucking. Living the trucker life. Exploring God's country. Seeing all kinds of interesting people. I started out just solo driving, and then from solo driving I did that, you know, for probably about 3 months, and then I thought, okay, I want to get a little bit more experience, which when you first get to doing it, your backing is really the hardest part. Backing the trailer in to the dock and getting in really tight confined spots, because every shipper is different, and you can really get in some really tight spots that you're just like, oh crap, like what the hell am I doing here? Like, how am I going to get in here? And then you get yourself in a jam and you're like, oh shit, what do I do? So you start sweating, and then you start panicking. And luckily, because I'm a woman, I've been so blessed. Guys will come up and say, hey, do you want me to help you? Do you want me to spot for you? Do you want me to help you back it in? And when I get those really tight jams, I'm like, yes, please help me. Because I'm like so like embarrassed, and I'm like, how am I going to do this without getting in an accident, hitting another trailer? So that is one benefit of being a lady as a truck driver. Guys have been really embracive in helping you out. So, peanut butter stuck on my finger. I think one of the biggest challenges for a woman when you're trucking is just knowing how to do everything. Because sometimes you get in those tight situations where you don't have anybody to help you. And then you get out and you're like, okay, nobody's here to help me. What do I do? And then you start kind of panicking a little bit because you don't want to get a citation and have a big fine and lose your license. So when you first go into trucking, you're not going to learn everything. It's pretty much a sink or swim because the training is so short and they don't give you a lot of opportunity or a lot of training. So you really learn a lot on the road, and some people don't even last that long. So there's definitely going to be some trucker stories I've got. I've got a probably good amount to share with you guys. And then of course when I get back on the road, I mean, I'll have a lot more. That'll be more recent. The thing about pastrami is it makes you so thirsty. I'm so thirsty. Oh, I gotta get more. So good. So this bread usually gets so like kind of soggy from all the pastrami, so like it starts falling off all the meat. So somebody has suggested some food that you like to see me eat. So there's some really good places for pizza around here. So pizza was one of them. Chinese food. And then one was called, I think it was called, I wrote it down so I can remember it. Oh, Mac Dip. So I didn't know exactly what that was. So I Googled it and it looked like it was like a pie of some sort. But if that's not correct, then I was thinking, are you talking about like McDonald's with a bunch of sauces? But I didn't know what Mac Dip was. So if you commented on that, just reply back and let me know exactly what that is. Because when I Googled it, it showed like a pie. And I was like, okay. So definitely we'll make some. Oh, and meatloaf. That was another one. So meatloaf has never been my favorite thing to eat. Even when I was a kid growing up, I hated meatloaf. That was my favorite, my sister's favorite dish that she loved to eat that my mom made. But that was definitely not my top of the line. But probably within the last year, I've kind of grown to like it a little bit more, which is funny because I'm a meat and potatoes kind of girl, but having a meatloaf just didn't sound good. And the only way recently that I've been able to eat it when my mom makes it is with mashed potatoes and gravy on top. So I will definitely do a mashed potatoes and gravy and meatloaf for you guys. You guys can't see it, but I'm definitely making a small dent in these fries for sure. And look at that. Crazy. So, so you guys probably wonder how I came up with my name. So, actually, Sauce Queen's older brother, Marcus, who's my older cousin, actually used to always call me Frankie Pinky. So, because my last name is Frank, he would say, Frankie Pinky! And he would be all excited to see me and we'd give each other hugs. And he'd go, Frankie Pinky, Frankie Pinky, Frankie Pinky. And it was like a little jingle. And so it was so funny and it was so loving that I absolutely love when he calls me Frankie Pinky. I know it sounds juvenile, but I love it. And I absolutely love him too. So anyway, when I was going to get ready to start my YouTube channel, I said, I'm going to name it Frankie Pinky's Journey. And he was so excited. So anyway, that's how I became Frankie Pinky, and that's how my name came about. So, I haven't seen any UFOs on, my journey or anything like that. No paranormal activities. I've seen a lot of lot lizards, which are called prostitutes. I've got stories on that. I tell you one little story about that. So I was working for Warner when I first started out, and I was in training in Dallas. And there's this little table outside the hotel where, you know, they have us like do our training at and stuff. And a bunch of us, it's like the smoke table, which I don't smoke, but that's what we called it, the smoke table. Okay, I'm not a big bread person, so I just kind of like put that bread to the side because I'm not a huge bread person, but I like the meat and I like the pickles, so. So anyway, there's a smoke table, and we were all out there one night after, like, you know, our training, talking, and there's like this fence, and people were getting food because it's gated in, so you, like the delivery people already know that they have to slip the food through the holes of the gate because they can't come in. So anyway, on the left side, there's like a bunch of like prostitutes, lot lizards, and you know, there's guys out there and they're smoking and they're laughing, and you know, they're not really like super engaging, you know, with the whole lot lizards, obviously. So a couple of them come up to the gate and they start doing their little slinky dance, you know, and get all risque over it. And so we're just kind of standing there chuckling because it kind of gets funny, you know, when they really start getting into their, you know, motivation of like trying to get, you know, people engaged in it. I got the hiccups, excuse me. So we're standing there and there's these, you know, ladies doing their thing and getting all into it, and they're lifting up their shirt. And then there's this one girl, and she's coming up against the fence, and she's like smashing her breast against the fence, and you know, getting all her body, you know, as far as she could get to the fence. And so anyway, she was really getting into it, and all of a sudden she turns around and she like lifts up her skirt. And then we're laughing, but then she turns around and she lifts up her skirt, and it wasn't a woman, it was a guy being a lot lizard. And we laughed so hard because these guys were getting so engaged in this girl, so they thought it was a girl, but it wasn't a girl, it was a dude. So not all lot lizards are women. Some of them are men portraying to be women, and you have to be really careful anyway. It's a big no-no not to do that anyway. But anyway, that's one of the funny stories about some lot lizards that I saw in Dallas and stuff like that. I mean, I don't see too many out on the road per se, but sometimes you'll see them a few spots back east. Well, actually, back east, you'll see a few of them back there, but they're not too prone out here on the West Coast or anything like that. But it's definitely funny. Yeah. Now you can see the chili, guys. So these are chili pastrami fries from the hat, and this big thing cost me $15.99. Crazy! I couldn't believe it. So definitely you can have it for like 3 or 4 people. I mean, it's so huge. I'll definitely be sharing it with my family later for sure. Nachos was another thing that you guys had asked for too. And have this great place for nachos. So definitely with nachos too. Didn't make it to the beach this weekend. Had way too much going on, so But the weather's pretty mild. It's not too bad today. Definitely enchilada. So, you guys commented about the landline that we have in the house. So, my mom's like, I'm waiting for that phone to ring. It'd be so funny to have it ring on your video. And I said, oh, hell no. I said, that is so embarrassing when it rings. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, hold on here. Let me put this on pause on my video while I answer my phone. So thank goodness it hasn't rung yet. Oh my goodness, that would be horrible. But you guys would think it's funny, so. My mom was waiting for it to ring too. At some point in time, I'm sure it's gonna ring. So that's one thing we have is like old fashioned in my mom's house. But and I bet you don't see these every day. A dolly. Yeah, I know. We're not in the country. We're a city type of people. But yeah, we got dollies in this house. So my mom uses this under her fruit bowl or as a runner on the table. So you don't see those every day. So I definitely got a few country living stuff here in the city life. All right, guys, I can't eat much more. I'm pretty full, and it was a lot of food. But I mean, look at that. I still have like a half, and like almost a full thing. I mean, this is like all over. Still the paper and everything. Look at that. It's so huge. I mean, I couldn't even grasp eating it all. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. I hope the lighting was better for you guys, the sound. I hope you can actually see my food this time and everything like that. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the support and the love. And I will see you guys next time, and I will give you some more trucker stories and some other things that you might want to know about me. Okay, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Remember